guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to show you how to perform the bench press and how to engage your back correctly during this exercise. The bench press is an upper body exercise, but it does require a great deal of stiffness around your shoulder blades and around your torso, the entire trunk and your legs. The bench press works mainly on the chest muscle and the triceps, but it does require a great deal of stability around your shoulders area. It all starts with the right positioning at the very beginning. You want to have a good grip, you want to find yourself in the right positioning on the bench, and your legs need to have the good positioning to be more active while you perform the lift. So it all starts with the right positioning under the barbell. You want to lie down on the bench with your eyes directly under the bar. You don't want to find yourself having the head behind the barbell or in front of the barbell. Okay? If you are behind the barbell, when you are rock, you're going to find yourself being too close to the hooks that hold the barbell, and you might feel afraid to hit them. So you're going to be performing the bench with your arms forward. When you are too far from the rock positioning, you're going to actually realize that it's going to be impossible to unrack it on your own, and you're going to again pay back with a lot of extra calories and strength put on the unracking only instead of the exercise itself. So the ideal position is having your eyes right under the barbell. To do that, you just need to position yourself correctly on the bench itself. You don't need to slide back, you slide forward, and you find the right spot for your back to be. If you're using an adjustable bench, like you have on this one particular model, you want to have the gap roughly on your lower back. Once you find the right spot, you're going to have to position your feet in a way that you can create tension. I recommend bring them a little bit back so you feel your quads being stretched but also ready to fire when required. But you still need to have a good amount of grip on your feet. You don't want to find yourself being on your toes completely. You want to have a bit more grip on the foot itself. So at this stage you're going to ask yourself, where should I put my hands? Where is the best place? Well, there is not one position for everybody, so it's not one size fits all. I can tell you though that the wider you go, the more you're going to use your chest muscles. The closer you go with your grip, the more you're using your triceps muscles. Ideally, when you perform exercises for strength purpose, you want to find a position where you can combine the maximum strength of those two muscle groups. You also want to learn how to grip the bar correctly so you can have more skin on the barbell. That means that when you do that correctly, you're going to have more wrist activation and your muscle is going to hold the bar more stable. Sometimes when you go really heavy, the main problem is actually the wobble that you feel when right after you rack the weights, just because your body is not used to it. If the weight is heavy, you want to keep it as stable and still as possible. And the best options you're having is having a tight grip. Okay, now we can discuss about core, lower back and glutes. What they actually have to do during this exercise. Your core needs to be tight, but in that position you won't be feeling as much tightness as much as you will do, I don't know, on a squat or on a deadlift. Yes, you will feel full of air, yes, you will feel a 360 degrees stiffness, but as there is no real lift of the weight, you won't feel the core being super engaged in this particular case. But you want to still keep it on. To do that, you will have to arch your lower back a bit and pretend to get your chest closer to the bar instead of getting the bar closer to your chest. When you do that and you activate your glutes at the same time without lifting them off the bench, you're gonna create this chain of stiffness that starts from your legs and then goes through your trunk up to your hands. At this stage we didn't mention the shoulders yet, because I like to dedicate a bit more time to that. If we look at the bench press execution, we're gonna have a barbell fighting gravity directly above your shoulders. So the shoulders are actually the base of this exercise. So the more upper back strength you have, the better the stability, the better the motion, the better the bench press. So you wanna feel like you are going to hug the bench with your shoulder blades and squeeze them together. Remember that most of the people who have no understanding of this motion, they will try to struggle and feel the upper traps instead of the lower traps when you try to create stiffness. You want to keep your shoulders squeezed together and down, and they will remain so for the entire movement. From the moment you unwrap the bar, your shoulders will remain together, and you can only relax your shoulders once the bar is back on the rack. So for every rep, even if you are descending with the bar and pushing it back up, the shoulders need to remain as you had them at the beginning. Right, now we all know how to set ourselves up before performing the first rep. Now we need to know a bit more about how to get this barbell up. At this stage, we're going to talk about the leg drive. Leg drive in the bench press is an essential part. Imagine boxers, when they're hitting someone, they're not generating the entire power only from the arms and from the upper body. They're going to have this great part of rotation and motion generated from the leg down. So the leg pushes us against the ground, transfers strength and power through the entire body, and it ends with the punch with the hand. Now here is going to happen more or less the same thing. In order for you to have more strength and more power, you're going to have to use the leg drive. If you position your feet correctly at the beginning, generating the leg drive is not going to be a big deal. Most of my clients that have been trying to use this technique, they've been ending up actually pushing their hips off the bench, sometimes lifting completely off and generating this power going towards the ceiling. In reality, you don't want to lift your butt off the bench, and you want to feel more like you're trying to slide backward. Obviously, as you're going to have your weights in your hands, that's going to provide more grip for your upper back and you won't move much. Actually, you're going to find yourself creating even a bigger, larger arch on your lower back, and it's going to create more stability while you're pushing the weight back up. If you are not using the leg drive, you're leaving a lot of kilos out there. So now it's time to talk about the execution. Let's put everything together. You're going to lie down on the bench, align your eyes just under the barbell, position your hands on your preferred grip, and squeeze the barbell hard. After that, you can position your legs, make sure that you have good grip, and start to hug the bench with your shoulder blades. Once you're in position, you're creating some stiffness, take a breath, and unwrap the bar, moving the barbell slightly away from the hooks. At this stage, you can go down by using the same breath, or take another breath before you lower the barbell. Remember, the barbell will not move on a straight line, it's not a straight pattern. The barbell will go more towards your chest as it goes down, and it's gonna go more in front of your shoulders when it comes back up. You're now ready to lower the bar, so lower it, moving the barbell forward towards the chest, touch the sternum. At this stage, you're gonna create the leg drive we talked about and push as hard as you can towards the ceiling. For some people, thinking about pushing themselves backward, it works better to move the heavy weights. It's a better cue for them, and if that works for you, go ahead, think about that. When you are at the bottom of your bench press, the barbell is touching your chest, imagine pushing yourself away from the bar instead. Right, so now all you got left is just some practice. Remember to perform the leg drive as often as possible. It would be great if you can actually add it to your warm-ups as well. I know the weight might be a little bit light, but try anyway to learn the motion, to learn the technique, so you are more prepared for when the weights get heavy. And why not? Let me know how you got on just by leaving a comment on the section below. And if you need any other video or any other sort of help, don't forget you can DM me directly, or you can leave again some questions on the comments, and I will try to come back to you as soon as possible. Till then, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.